What would you do if you were chased by a monster? This is what happened to one of the villagers.
It was a dark summer night in a small village in northern Bosnia. The man had finished his work at the mill and decided to head back to the village. He could see only the shapes of trees and grass glistening under the Milky Way. But it was a path he had taken many times before, and there was nothing to worry about. As he paced through the dark, past the ancient oak tree, the abandoned barn, he soon became aware of an unpleasant reality. He was not alone. There was a noise, sharp and settling, cutting through all the other night sounds. It had followed him since the meal. He hoped it would stop, but it grew louder and sharper with every step he took. Finally, the peasant summoned the courage to turn around and see the face of his stalker. And what he saw was nothingness, the darkness, the night creatures feeding on their prey and the screams of the prey, but not his stalker. It was hidden among the disfigured shapes of trees, cloaked by the pervasive night. With no other choices left, the peasant kept walking. So did his stalker. He hurried up, and so did the stalker. The stalker was persistent. Actually, it seemed like it was having so much fun. Such an amazing time, indeed. The faster the villager walked, the more cheerfully this uninvited companion hopped. But this was not just any noise. These were footsteps. And not any footsteps. These were hooves and claws. It was something that crawled from the depths of hell. And now it sought a new flesh to feast on. Here, at the outskirts of the small village in northern Bosnia. And the man realized the inevitable. The beast would swallow him soon. He ran. He ran as if his life depended on it. Because it did. And the beast, it ran as well. The man's resistance made her even more thrilled. The hunter enjoyed the hunt. It loved the man's fear, panic, and agony. And the man was suffocating, grunting, trying to reach for air, and his heart squeezed, pierced, and hurt. It could not pump enough blood to his cells that were fighting for life. He collapsed. His spleen was cut open with claws. It was the beast. It grabbed him. This was almost the end when he saw a house. That was it. He had finally arrived at the village. Summoning his strength, he dragged himself to the door and slammed on it. The battle was finished. He had made it. He survived his hunter. The door opened and he collapsed to the floor. He gasped. It was a monster. The monster attacked me. He grunted for air one more time. His heart pumped blood into his cells. One more time. And then it all stopped. He was torn by the monster. The villagers locked the door, and only the bravest peeked through the window to see it, the monster. But there was nothingness, the darkness, the night creatures feeding on their prey, and the screams of the prey, but not the monster. They didn't sleep that night. Shock, sadness, disbelief, and anxiety. I mean, who's next? But mostly, there was confusion. There were no visible marks on the man. In the morning, they peered into the man's goatskin bellows. in which he carried the raw materials for the meal. It was empty, except for a corn kernel at the bottom. It was the monster.